Rise me up with the sun. This house ain't no home without you.
David, you've been appointed Wexford Senior Football Manager for the 2014-2015 season. You know, it's a big step to come senior.
It is. I suppose I've been involved with the tip underage for the last 7-8 years, between under 16 minor and under 21, and I suppose to be given this is a massive honour, I suppose, to my club and to my family, and look, it's one that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, I've been reading in the papers over the last week or so, and you know, you're carrying the tag as the youngest, the baby manager in the setup. Does that bother you, or that the focus is on you from that side of things?
No, because I suppose when I was appointed the minor manager in 2009 with Tip, I was tagged with that. I was too young to know, and I suppose look, I have every confidence in myself that I can do a good job for Wexford football, and I suppose the Wexford County Board have every confidence also in me that they, so I'm really looking forward to the challenge, and I think I can do Wexford football proud.
Yeah, just looking at the structures here in Wexford, you know, one of the comments that seems to be rising about you is that you were unhappy with the club structure in Tipperary. You know, like Wexford would be similar to Tip in some senses, insofar as that we have hurling and football teams. Yeah. What are you looking for from Wexford?
I suppose from the club structure, what I meant was the standard of club football overall wasn't great. I suppose from the bit of research that I'm after doing about Wexford is I know that club football is a lot better than Tipperary, and Tipperary is coming, you know, it's getting better. I suppose the point I was making about the lack of club structures is the lack of young talent that are going out playing the Sigerson Cups with UCC, UCD, and that's so I'm trying to, I suppose what I was trying to get out there was to get more people playing football at a higher standard.
I suppose one of the key questions, you know, would be in relation to the dual players. Do you think that there's a role for a dual player in playing hurling and football, regardless of what county they play for? I suppose it is very hard at senior hurling and senior football, I suppose, to do both. But ultimately, it does come down to the player. The player has to make that decision. If the player wants to play both, I think then it's up to both management to see, can that happen. And what I mean by that is put a plan in place where the player can actually maximise his performance in both codes. Whether that's possible or not, I don't know. I think Aidan Welsh, people are making a lot of Aidan Welsh missed 2-3 years out of hurling, and even if it was vice versa, if you're missing that length of time at that level, you're going to suffer. So I think it's unfair to be saying that the dual team doesn't work. Every player is different. You know, there's no scientific facts out there saying a dual team can't work. It comes down to the player. So basically, you're saying as a manager, you would be open to the idea of a Wexford player playing both if it was, you know, feasible. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I suppose I dealt with a lot of dual players, I suppose, with minor and under 21 in Tipperary. Now I know it's different because senior is just a different level again, but I'd be very, very open to the fact that if a fella wants to play both football and hurling for Wexford, that I'd be very, very open to that. Okay, and just for any footballers that are out there at the moment, you know, maybe looking at this, or you know, what are you looking for from them? Yeah, well, I suppose I said during the week that I am opening up the door to any footballer that thinks that they have the capabilities of playing senior football for Wexford, whether he's playing junior, intermediate or senior for his club. I will give any player a chance to play for Wexford, and like, I have no doubt there's unhidden talent probably in Wexford, and look, I would like to appeal to those fellas to make themselves available. If they really want to play inter-county football, well, come knocking on our door. I know it's very early, and I know you're basically in your first week, and you know, this weekend is to kind of like have a look and see what's going on in Wexford and what the standard is and everything, but can we get any insights into your goals for the year, or you know? I suppose my goals for the year, I suppose after looking at the championship, the draw is favourable, but I suppose every other team will be saying that also. I suppose like I suppose the league is the big starting point, I suppose, to try to get out of Division 3. I suppose I was on record saying, you know, I suppose to win titles, you have to be playing probably Division 1, Division 2 football. So
So I suppose if I'm to carry that through, I have to get Wexford out of Division 3, so which is very, very doable, but it's also hard. It is a hard league. We have a lot of long trips. We have a trip to Louth, a trip to Sligo, a trip down to Clare as well. So there's a lot of long trips, I suppose, involved. But every game, I think, is very it's achievable for Wexford to win all those games.
So David, who can we expect to see around the place from your backroom team? Have you any?
Well, I suppose it's early days yet. I'm hoping to talk to a couple of people over the next couple of days, so I can't really comment on it yet, but hopefully I will have a couple of former players involved, and that's really all I can say for the minute.
So when do we plan to see the kick-off of the season?
Well, we hope to start on the 27th of October, which is a bank holiday Monday, with a fitness test for the lads, and I suppose that'll be a good starting point, and then I suppose then from November onwards, then we'll be going at least twice a week, and then we'll just take it from there.
Just moving away from the whole football scene, you know, what other interests do you have?
Well, I've got I suppose I'm involved down in Clonmel in a family business where I'm a financial accountant, and we've got a small to medium practice in Clonmel, and I suppose I'm going to be busy. I suppose thank God that I'm working with Dad, so I can take the hours off on the Tuesdays and Friday evenings that I suppose need to be. But I suppose I have a massive interest in sport. To be honest with you, I love sport. I'm interested in going to just watching films, etc., etc. But sport would be the main thing. To be honest with you, Gaelic football. I suppose since I was age 1, I kind of just grew up with Gaelic football in Tipperary, and that's really.
Did you ever play yourself?
Oh, I did, yeah. I played county minor football with Tipperary in 2001, and we got bet by Cork in a Munster semi-final by a point, and so I suppose I always had that graw for the Gaelic football, and I suppose since I was 18, 19, I was in charge of underage teams in my own club in Kilsheen, and I have always had that graw, I suppose, for the game.
Yeah, and just if you had an opportunity to host a dinner party, who would you like to bring to it?
A dinner party? What the fuck? Sorry. Well, I suppose there's two fellas I would like to invite. I suppose Roy Keane and Alex Ferguson. I'd be interested to see how they would get on, I suppose, with each other. I suppose with the recent events of Roy Keane's book, they'd be two fellas that I would love to meet. I suppose Mickey Hart would be another idol of mine, to be honest with you. I think he's been a superb manager, and I suppose you have to respect what Brian Cody's after being done in Kilkenny. So people like that I would love just even talk to and even learn from. Even if there was only one piece of information that I would get from both, I'm sure that I would pick up, I suppose, a lot of things.
Yeah, just there may be some small little kids looking at this video, so have you any advice for them as they're starting off on their careers and what they should and shouldn't be doing? Yeah,
I suppose the big thing when you're 8, 9, 10, 11 years of age is go out and enjoy playing. Learn the skills about hurling and football. I think at that age that they should be learning the skills of both games and enjoy it, and I suppose make friends and enjoy playing in team sports, because I suppose the one big thing is you're going to be going into secondary school, you're going to play with different fellas on those teams, then you're hopefully going to go to third level, you'll be playing different fellas with those teams. So it's great to be involved, I suppose, in hurling and football, because you're going to make huge amount of friends. And I suppose what the big thing is to learn the skills. The skill set is so important. It's the basics, it's the hand passing, the blocking, the kicking, the catching. Is to learn the basics at an early age, to be able to kick right and left, to be able to hand pass to right and left. All those basic skills that has to be done, and then build it up then with speed then.
And finally, just your prediction on Footballer of the Year. The nominations are out this week. It's Niall McGee from Donegal, it's James O'Donoghue from Kerry, and it is Dermot Connolly from Dublin. Who do you think will take the nod?
I think Dermot Connolly, personally speaking. I think he gave an awesome display, I suppose, with St Vincent's in the All-Ireland Club Final in March, and I think it should go on throughout the year. I think James O'Donoghue is after having a great year, and Neil McGee, is it? Yeah, they're all after having great years. But I think if you had a look I think Diarmuid Connolly is just a fantastic footballer. I would watch him any day of the week. There was a couple of weeks ago, I think on YouTube there was a goal there. He ran from the half length of the pitch, he passed to another fella, and then on the volley he hit at the back of the net, and that's the kind of player I think. So I suppose for the last 12 months I think Diarmuid Connolly has to get it.
Okay. And just finally, if you had an opportunity to change one thing in the GAA, in the structures or in anything like that, what would that be?
I think the GAA has to look more at catering for the club player. I think I suppose the inter-county scene does take over, I suppose, for the summer, and I think the Ireland club player is actually suffering over it. I think that's in every county, so I think that's one area that the GAA will have to look at.